Concept, tipping point. In 2009, American author Malcolm Gladwell published the book, The Tipping Point. In the book, he mentioned 3 rules for triggering and spreading information: the law of the few, the stickiness factor, and the power of context. The law of the few refers to the true super spreaders and the 6 degrees of separation in social networks. There are 3 types of people who play this role. The first type is the connector. You always have friends who know everyone. They collect friends like stamps and spend a lot of energy keeping in touch with them. They are important nodes for spreading information quickly in the 6 degrees of separation. The second type is the maven. You also have friends who know everything. They have a special interest in certain knowledge and are happy to share it with their friends. Their friends trust their judgment on this matter. The third type is the salesman. You probably have friends who can persuade anyone. They may not have deep knowledge, but they have a magical ability to distort reality and persuade everyone around them. The stickiness factor refers to certain ways to make a contagious message memorable. Simple modifications in the wording and expression of information can have a significant impact on its influence. The power of context refers to the fact that when you are in a large environment, you don't know how you got there. There is a famous book called The Crowd, a study of the popular mind, which argues that although everyone may be rational, once they become part of a group, their individuality is lost, and the group's thinking dominates, while the group's behavior exhibits characteristics such as rejecting dissent, extremism, emotionalism, and low intelligence. In other words, people can be influenced by the environment, especially by the emotional environment, in the internet age, without realizing it. Every time a hot topic appears on the internet, the public's attention, the development of the situation, and the direction of emotions are like a constantly changing power of context field, making it particularly easy to obtain information that captures public hotspots and emotions. Concept, triggering spread. Application 1. The Law of the Few. This year, Luo Yonghao released the latest version of his Hammer phone, and the entire launch event was as exciting as ever. However, his phone launch unexpectedly brought attention to a new app, iFlyTech Input Method. He said at the launch event that iFlyTech Input Method doesn't even have a single typo and even seems a bit fake, which is a magnificent sight when a voice input method achieves a 97% accuracy rate. Overnight after the launch event, iFlyTech Input Method shot up to 3rd place on the tool chart in the App Store, becoming the highest-ranked third-party input method. The reason why iFlyTech Input Method was able to trigger such a response was not just because the product was good. From a spreading perspective, having a good product is not enough. Or at least, it's not fast enough. To be fast, you need to find individuals like Luo Yonghao. Luo Yonghao is a rare person who possesses all 3 traits. It's hard for products he recommends not to trigger a response. Application 2. The stickiness factor. A blind man rode a sign that said, "I am a blind man, I need help," and sat on the side of the road begging. Few people gave him money. A girl passed by, picked up the sign, turned it over, rewrote a sentence, and put it back. Unexpectedly, more people started giving him money, and many passers-by stopped and searched for change in their pockets. Why did such a big change happen? What did the girl write? She wrote, "Today is a beautiful day, but I can't see it." Application 3. The power of context. For example, in the era of mobile internet, Durex, which exists like a god, can always use its huge imagination and its own products to interpret major events. It often makes people applaud. So every time something happens, someone will voluntarily go to Durex's Weibo to see what they have to say. Summary: how to trigger spread. In the era of mobile internet, there are 3 methods for triggering spread: the law of the few, which is to find super connectors, mavens, and salesmen; the stickiness factor, which is to make the information itself contagious; and the power of context, which makes information easier to spread in a specific environment. In summary, in the most suitable environment, give the most suitable information to the most suitable audience, and then, with a bang, trigger a response.